Good morning, Reload crew. Man, it's good to see y'all this morning. We made it. It's Wednesday. Y'all know what it means. I saw y'all mention it in the chat, and I told y'all I'm going to do it until y'all get sick to death of it.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo! It's hump day. Yeah. Y'all know it. We're in the middle of the week. We're getting over this thing, man. We are sailing towards the weekend. So, but anyway, let's see who's hanging out this morning. Nikki, good morning, sis. JR, what's up, my brother? My man from Old World Philosophy. Window Liquor, good to see you. FSP, what's up, man? Good morning, good morning. Debbie, good morning, sis. Loretta, good morning. Roots, Rocks, and Feathers, good morning, good morning. Fellow freedom lovers, indeed. You've been up early, I hear you. Hillbilly Homesteader, what's going on with you, brother? I'm going to be reaching out to you soon, man. Want you to be on the reload with me. Charlie, good morning. Good to see you. Rockadoodle Farm. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Can y'all hear my roosters crowing? Is my microphone picking up the roosters? Y'all let me know. Tammy, good morning. Ohio, good morning. Boxo in the house. Candle in the house. Representing. What's up? Ivy Rules. Airborne? I don't know. I'm going to have to check, brother. I'm not sure where it is. I've heard AC/DC and a couple other bands, but I'm not sure who it is. Hoot Owl, my brother. Good morning, good morning. Mind your own beeswax. What's up, sis? Just in time. Woo! Serbia, my good brother. How you doing this morning? Or is it afternoon for you? All right. Michael, what's going on with you? Good morning, good morning. Yard Dog Prepper, what's up? Vaughn, good morning. God bless you. Appreciate you, brother. Lady Rowan, you know I love you, but you better not be texting and driving. Whoop that butt. Yankee Watchdog, Moonlight Gypsy, Michigander, Shift Kicker. Man, all the heavy hitters in here this morning. Well, guys, I wanted to touch on something. You guys saw the thumbnail. I'm quoting Sun Tzu this morning. Know your enemy and know yourself. All right, so for the battle to come, if you know both the enemy and yourself, victory is guaranteed. But anyway, I've been doing some research on China, man. Know your enemy, right? And so I found this really cool clip that talks about the population of China and how they're spread out and everything. Me and Milkmaid were supposed to cover it yesterday, but we got into talking about so many other different things. I mean, we started doing the bovine trivia. We just didn't have time to touch on it. But could have been Providence, man. It could have been meant to be today. But anyway, it's interesting the way China's population is set up. Like 96% of their population is in like 40% of the land in China. Some I didn't know. But I want to get into it because it relates to what's going on right now. The things we talk about every day are intertwined and intertangled so much with what's going on in China. And I think you guys know that. We talk about this a lot. But anyway, I want you to check this out about China.
With a population that's nearing 1.4 billion people, there are more people who live in China than in the entire continents of Europe, North America, and Australia. More than half of China's land is almost empty. If you draw a diagonal line across the country from the frozen town of Heihe in the northeast, across to tropical Tengchong in the southwest, you will find that an overwhelming 94% of China's 1.4 billion people live to the east of this line, on only 43% of China's land, while only a mere 6% of China's population lives to the west of the line on 57% of the land. China's eastern half is therefore home to more than 1.3 billion people with a population density that's similar to Massachusetts throughout, while the western half is only home to 84 million people with a population density that's more similar to Kansas throughout. The difference between these two halves of China is even more abundantly apparent from space, where you can see the bright, glittering lights of civilization across the east, opposed by near complete darkness and emptiness across the west.
All right, so, good morning, Ghetto. What's up, man? Stars in the house. Oh, there's the milkmaid. What's up, sis? Glad you're here. Yeah, we didn't touch on this yesterday, but anyway, Roots, you're right, and I've said that before too. I have nothing against the Chinese people. God bless those people over there, man. It's the government. When I say China, I mean the CCP. You know, that's what I'm talking about. But Frenchman, what's up, man? Right. Yeah, but anyway, the Chinese people, man, God bless those people. You can't help where you're born. We were blessed to be born in the greatest nation in the world, you know, and they got a raw deal, man. They're part of the CCP. But if you notice, like, where their population is concentrated, man, 94%, 1.3 billion people all live there, and it's mostly by geography and stuff, but now it's by design, and the CCP completely controls their population. You know what I mean? Like, every aspect of it. It's a complete police state. 1.3 billion people, and it's almost the model for how all the globalists want all populations across the world. What's up, Calamity Jane? Good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, part of it is desert, and like most of the usable arable farmland is in that 46%. Let me guys show that. I have another clip where it kind of explains that, but check it out, man.
And constant for thousands of years even before that, and nobody has ever been able to solve it. So why has this demographic problem existed throughout time? Well, there's many reasons why, but let's take a look at China's geography first. The easy answer is to simply say that the land east of the HU line is simply better suited for civilization and for sustaining larger populations. Because it is. You've got vast open plains in the north that are flat, warm, receive tons of rainfall, and are easy to farm and develop, with two of Earth's largest rivers flowing across them. And you've got warm, gentle, rolling plains hills in the south that receive even more rainfall than the north does. Directly adjacent to these plains are a nearly unbroken chain of mountains that run completely north to south, save for a very tiny corridor here along the Yangtze River that leads into the Sichuan Basin, a huge, hidden, flat field that's completely surrounded by mountains on all sides and separated by them from the rest of China's flat, plain lands. Unsurprisingly, when looking at a side-by-side map of China's terrain and China's population density, the flatlands of the north, south, and the Sichuan Basin in the center are where nearly the entirety of China's population resides.
So it's interesting. The reason I wanted to show you guys this, and the reason why I think it's important and interesting, it shows vulnerabilities for China. Because before this, I mean, you think of China. I mean, I knew the Gobi Desert was there. I knew about the mountains that run north to south, but it never occurred to me that these geographical things what drove their population. It's always been this way there. You go back 1,000 years, most of the population was there on the east side. So I just find it interesting. It shows their vulnerabilities, and it shows how they control their population so well. So all those people, 1.3 billion people, are right there together, you know, about the size of Massachusetts. So I just wanted to share that. Know your enemy and know yourself. So let's talk about ourselves. I was thinking about how the mainstream media and how they've shaped public opinion for decades, how they've been doing this for so long. And it's almost like conditioning wildlife. And you guys have probably seen this if you've ever put out an automatic corn feeder. At first, it scares the animals, because it's a weird noise. But if it stays on that schedule week after week after week, eventually it's like a dinner bell. Animals in the woods will hear that thing go off, man, and they'll come out of the woodworks to go there and eat that corn. I mean, deer, squirrels, wild hogs, all kinds of stuff. I had a feral cat come into mind one time. It was weird. At first, I thought that cat's eating corn, but he wasn't. He was hunting the birds and the squirrels and the mice and everything that came. So he would hear it go off, and he would kind of creep up and just chill and wait for something to come. But it was interesting how you can condition them. You can even condition them to your presence, But anyway, I found that there's this guy I follow. He's called the Deer Whisperer. You guys might be familiar with him. And but check this out. This is talking about conditioning.
Come on in, dude. It's cold out there. You hungry, dude?
That was amazing. But I mean, it's still deer season. Did anybody's trigger finger start itching when you opened that door and that 8-point buck was sitting there? But apparently that's what this guy does. There's all kinds of videos of him feeding animals around his property like that. But he conditioned them. Right, Milkmaid? That's the best DoorDash I ever seen. That's a good one. Yeah, right. About China, and they are, man, and it shows why they're trying to lock down the South China Sea, because if they can control the South China Sea from both ends, they control the entire corridor towards their most vulnerable spot. Making their enemy trying to cross the Gobi Desert or to try to cross those mountains or whatnot. And like I said, there are still like I think 80-some million people who live on the western part of China, but I'm thinking that they're mostly like power plants or military installations, stuff like that. Oh, really? It's crazy, man, that how you can be conditioned to believe something. And that's what the mainstream media does. They treat the population like the Deer Whisperer does these deer. They feed us a little bit of BS at a time, and we come back and we're entertained and it makes us feel good, but then you have us, the wary deer. I'm talking about like the prince of the forest who never trusts humanity. He's like an 18-point buck. He's got that gray running down through here. Dude's like 12 years old. I'm talking about him. That's how we need to be and not let ourselves be conditioned by it. And we're not. That's why you guys are here hanging out in the reload this morning instead of getting ready to watch Good Morning America or something like that. How many millions of people wake up in the morning and just turn it on ABC at 7 o'clock, Good Morning America, and don't even think nothing about it? Just say, oh, this is Good Morning America. They're going to give us some good news. They're going to entertain us. Devout, what's up, man? You still on this? I haven't got a text with that in a while. Speaking of Devout, I want to shout out someone. I don't know if they want me to give their name, but God bless you, sis. I got your package yesterday. Merry Christmas to you. And she sent Devout some collectibles. I'm just going to say this is mine till Devout comes and gets it. So just saying, Devout. She sent you some other things too. She sent me and Lady Rowan some stuff and the baby. So God bless you. Appreciate you. And let me shout out a couple other people who have sent us stuff. Roman Prepper, I got your card for Thanksgiving, brother. I've been meaning to tell you I appreciate it. And a couple other folks who have sent us stuff. Lily on the Bayou, I got your cozies like a month ago, and I've been using the crap out of them. Thank you for those. The only reason I don't show them here on the reload is because I don't drink beer in the morning. I drink my coffee, but we do use them and appreciate them. And we have a couple of, I guess you call us pen pals. Every once in a while, we'll write write each other back and forth. We'll send postcards, so I appreciate it. And if you guys want to correspond with us, man, our PO box is in the description. If you write us a letter or something like that, we try to write back too, me and Lady Rowan. So appreciate everybody. But anyway, getting back to the task at hand. So anyway, when we're talking about ourselves and being conditioned, I want to show you something about Biden. We always got to check in with Brandon. Let's check in with Brandon real quick.
And you ain't black. You lying dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man. I got hairy legs. Go, you know the thing. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Mark Meadows has written a book revealing that President Trump tested positive for COVID 3 days before your first debate. Do you think the former president put you at risk?
I don't think about the former president.
Mr. President, whatever happened to your promise to shut down?
Were you aware that he tested positive?
Sir, what testing?
I did Bob Dole's eulogy today. He asked me on his deathbed whether I would do his eulogy. We're friends. We disagreed, but we're friends. We used to have an awful lot of that relationship, and there still exists, except that the QAnon and the extreme elements of the Republican Party and what Donald Trump keeps sort of, seems to me, feeding the, with the big lie, it makes it awful hard.
Wasn't me. She saw the marks on my shoulder. Wasn't me. Heard the words that I told her. Wasn't me.
Oh, Joe, it wasn't me. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to revive their allies in the Republican Party to reform the Uniparty again. All the rhinos and the shields for the establishment, like Bob Dole was, nothing against him personally. Guy was a World War II veteran, and I have nothing against him. I really don't. But he was an establishment rhino, just like many other good veterans were, like John McCain, another rhino for the establishment, man. They're trying to revive him because the Republican Party has been taken over by the American First, which to me is just a different party. I don't think they should want to associate themselves with the Republicans or the Democrats. They should be something different. But yeah, right, IB. I'm Bob Dole, and Bob Dole is America. But anyway, God rest his soul. So he went on this tangent talking about bringing up Q and relating that to Trump and all that stuff, like Trump started it. And they're trying to help revitalize, but they're dead. Like, what's her name? Liz Cheney. Man, everyone despises her. And they're trying to find someone who can run on the Republican ticket in 2024. They're doing everything they can. They're scrambling. Problem is the Democrats are faltering in their own party. They don't even have anyone to run in their own ticket. Outdoors with James. Good morning to you. I believe that too, my friend. We don't need these people to live. As soon as everyone realizes that, it'll get better. That's right, man. We don't need them. They need us. And that's part of what they're doing with their condition. And they want us to believe we can't make it without the federal government. They really do. But that's why they hate the prepping community so much, the survivalist community. That they don't want people to be self-sufficient. Not at all. We get emails all day. And let me say this too. I got a bunch of emails yesterday about the furries. We were talking about furries in space yesterday. I just want to say I wasn't disparaging people who are into that. We all have our kinks. I'm not against that at all. If you want to be a furry, go ahead, man. I'm not even against trying it with the wife, on a Saturday night. But my problem is the way that NASA made a big deal out of it. Like we should care about that. Oh, we're sending furries in space. Who cares, NASA? Do something important. Stop wasting our tax dollars and do something better, man. This is ridiculous. But anyway, GTP, what's up, man? Good morning. Good to see you. Eden's Garden, good morning. Good morning. Grumpy Acres, what's up? Cito, good morning. Yeah, right. The big lie. They always mention that, the big lie. I'm tired of hearing that. But anyway, it's all about their conditioning. And it's all about, see, not now the president is planting that seed that there are good Republicans. We disagree, but we're friends. Come on, man. Vote for Liz Cheney, not Donald Trump. Coughing everywhere. But that's what they're going to do. So now you have Brandon telling everybody that, oh, not all Republicans are literal Nazis. Just Trump and whoever believes everything that he does. Whoever believes in the Constitution and flies the American flag, they're the Nazis. Not Bob Dole, not Liz Cheney, not Mitt Romney. They're on our side. Give me a break with this stuff. So also, I don't know if you guys heard this yesterday. Times Magazine, the man, Elon Musk. Props to him. I know a lot of people don't like him because he's a billionaire. And I think he's kind of a weirdo, but he's an American, you know. And props to him. I think he's like the third African American who has been on the cover of Times. I think it was Obama. And I think they count Kamala Harris when her and Joe were on it together. And now Elon Musk, do some South Africa, man. Way to go. And there's a big backlash against it, of course. But let me say this about it. All billionaires are not our enemy just because they're billionaires. Okay. We need to judge a man by his actions, not by how much money he has in his bank account, you know, because how many of us would like to be billionaires? I don't hold it against him because he's rich. Now, there are billionaires, and I'm not going to mention names, guys who I don't like because they're evil pricks. And they're using their wealth and influence to control our country and to get involved in our government in a way that is leading us into authoritarianism, to an autocracy. Teddy Ruxpin, what y'all talking about? But let me show you. See, I mean, Elon said this on the jab.
Are you vaccinated? If I may ask.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very, very pro-vaccination.
Yeah.
I believe the science is unequivocal.
Yeah.
I treat it to that effect. But by the same token, I am against forcing people to be vaccinated. You know, I think this is just not something we should do in America. I think we should encourage people to be vaccinated, strongly try to convince them to be vaccinated,
Right.
but not force them to be vaccinated, or for example, force them to get vaccinated or get.
I mean, he takes the same stand on it that I do, and I know that many of you guys do also. He's against the mandates. I'm not against anyone. If they want to go get the vaccine, I've always said this, I'm not against it. For myself, I'll never get it because I don't think I need it. But I'm against the mandates. Don't mandate me. Don't give me no medical mandate. We're going to fight. You know, that's my business, my body, my choice. But anyway, he's always spoke out against these mandates. He's always spoke out against the mainstream media and all these different things. He's always spoke out against the government controlling the population and whatnot. I mean, the guy came to America because he wanted to be free. And he was. And the guy's a genius. You know, he used his intelligence to make himself a billionaire. I get that. So he was in an interview and they were asking him what he thinks about the new $1 trillion infrastructure package, you know, because it has all that stuff in it so that you can get $12,000 off of a $70,000 to $100,000 electric car. So, you know, they thought Elon would be all over that. They said, "Oh yeah, man, it's they're gonna help you, Elon." But Elon doesn't care, and he said this.
You know, what do you need from this bill? What are your needs? What do you answer him?
Well, I mean, to be totally frank, I don't know if at least no one at Tesla has actually brought up whether they care about this bill or not. I think if this bill happened or didn't happen, I don't know. We don't think about it at all, really. Then, you know, at a certain point, really what you're doing is capital allocation. So you're not, it's not money for personal expenditure. It's what you're doing is capital allocation. And it does not make sense to take the job of capital allocation away from people who have demonstrated great skill in capital allocation and give it to an entity that has demonstrated very poor skill in capital allocation, which is the government. You can think of the government essentially as a corporation in the limit. The government is simply the biggest corporation with a monopoly on violence, and where you have no recourse.
Can you explain that last?
He says some interesting stuff, and he talks about basically that is what the government is becoming, the largest corporation. All right, that is connected to all the other major corporations in the world, mind you, and all the world governments and all the world banks. And he's right. That's exactly what it is. But anyway, I know a lot of people don't like Elon. I'm not in love with the guy, but he takes a lot of stands that he moved his company from California to Texas for a reason. He got out of the communist state of California, just like many others did, while the other technocrats stayed there. So, that is a message into itself. I just want us to be clear on who is our enemy, and it's these globalists. It's these guys pushing us to the Great Reset. It's the Uniparty, the Democrats and Republicans. These people have kept themselves in power. They're the enemy. They're the enemy of liberty. And we need to remember that. And they're pushing their narrative constantly pushing this narrative, trying to make us think, that there's a race war going on, which is utterly ridiculous, man. But I found a clip from a show I used to watch when I was like 9-10 years old. I used to love watching this show. At first, I had to sneak and watch it because my parents wouldn't let me watch it because it was kind of edgy for its time. But after my dad saw how funny it was, he would watch it with me. But it was called In Living Color. I'm sure many of you guys remember it. It came out 1990 to 95 is when it ran. But the clip I'm going to show you is from 1990. Okay, 31 years ago. And I don't believe there's no way that anyone would make these jokes today, which shows you how far we have regressed because of the establishment, because of this narrative the mainstream media pushes on us. But check this out. It's okay to laugh.
Captain, intruders are approaching the bridge, sir. Who are you?
I am the Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Spock, who is he? A former Calypso singer, Captain, who later became leader of a 20th century African-American religious sect known as the Nation of Islam.
You'd like to buy some incense?
Being kind, my brother?
No, thank you.
What do you want?
I've come to warn your crew.
Warn your crew
of their enslavement. Aboard this vessel.
That's poppycock. These people are perfectly free to do anything they like.
It is that same lie that kept Elvis the king, that made that poor child LaToya Jackson think she could sing.
But anyway, this was 31 years ago, all right? A time that was supposed to be just full of racism, right? But these guys are telling jokes, and they were funny. That's what comedy is supposed to do. Comedy speaks to power. And that's why I know, like, this whole woke movement that's been going on is a communist movement, because that's the first thing that goes. They begin to attack comedians, people who are telling jokes, because comedy speaks to power and shows like the irony of what's going on. But anyway, this was 31 years ago. I want you to notice something in that the white people played the white people, black people played the black people, and some of the white people. Spock technically in the show was not just white, he was also an alien, so I'm sure they looked high and low for a half alien to play him. But and they even had an Asian guy playing Sulu. So all the way back then, they met all the standards that the woke people today try to tell us we should always be having. But there's no way anyone would tell jokes like that today or do skits like that today. I think y'all agree, right? Not in the mainstream media. We would here on YouTube. But it just goes to show everything they say is bullshit. this was 31 years ago. We were already there. We were already in a place to where, you know, racism was not prevalent in our country, man. We were all working together. We were telling jokes together. We were joking on each other. When they were joking on Louis Farrakhan, one of the largest racists America's ever produced. Yes. I'll be done in just a minute. My bad. Family first. Y'all know how it is. But anyway, guys, that was my point today, man. Like when I saw that clip, it reminded me that all this stuff that they're always blasting about racism in the mainstream media is all bullshit. You know, they have regressed us to a time past the 90s. They've regressed us to a time way back in the early 50s and 60s. You know, all that stuff they used to say when to the MAGA people, make America great again, that they're trying to take us back to a time in the 50s. No, you're the ones trying to take us back to a time in the 50s, and shame on you for your racism. Don't be afraid to stand up to these racist guys. We have to. We're Americans. We don't put up with that crap. But anyway, so we're out of time this morning. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out today. I'm going to go back and read the chat because Ghetto said y'all are talking about me in a Teddy Ruxpin outfit or something like that. So one morning y'all might come on here and I'm going to be in a Teddy Ruxpin, and I'm not even going to mention it. I'm just going to just do the show. But I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I'll see you guys out there, man. Let's get out there and change the culture and be prepared. And y'all have a blessed day. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Peace.